Okay, we'll get this show on the road. Thank you all for coming. I think I have met almost all of you, I think. I'm Laura Pittman. Welcome. This is Dan. Thank you for showing up today and helping us out. This is the first time that we've tried this meeting this way. We hope and think it'll smooth the transition. We are recording. We do have a couple of returning boarders that their parents are not going to be able to be here. Those returning boarders don't have to be back until another day or two. So we are accommodating that as well. Just a little bit of nuts and bolts, kind of how things go. Probably 95% of our high school team is also on our USA Swimming Club team. Obviously, that is not a requirement. You do not have to do that, but we do offer both. If your child is interested in joining the club, the registration for that, if you are new, opens on August 22nd, and it's through our website. You can just click the Join Us button and it'll lead you through the steps of that. If you have been here in the past, that registration is open now, so you can go on and register. When you register your child, please make sure you click, there's a lot of different groups on there, so please make sure you click the upper school group. During the year, so September through May, those senior kids that are Baylor students pay the upper school rate of $60 a month for club, and then in the summer they pay the normal $165, which is the senior rate here. Joining club gets you morning practices and Saturday practices, in addition to more meets. So if you're just on the high school team, you have practice Monday through Friday in the afternoons after school, and then the high school meets that we participate in with that. If you have any questions about any of that, email me, let me know, you can call me. If your child is a new boarder and they are doing club and you live far away, or you're like, I can't get to all these club meets or whatever, we will make the arrangements for them to go. We pair them up in hotel rooms, we get them there, we feed them, and then we divide those costs out, and it'll just be added to your Team Unify bill. So Team Unify is Baylor Swim Club, everything else is Baylor Club. For Baylor varsity meets, state, any of that stuff, there is no charge for that. Their team suits, you do not have to purchase. If they want racing suits, that's on you, but they get a practice suit and a team suit, a meet suit. That's not a racing suit to wear. And then we issue them sweats and swim bags that they keep through the season, and then we turn those back in at the end of the season. Caps we have. If your kids, if they call you and they're like, I need whatever, I don't know what to do about this, please just tell them to walk in here and see me or shoot me an email. I take care of basically every need they can possibly ever have. And I try to think of it ahead of time, but sometimes I don't know, or there's a new one that's come up, so just tell them, have you talked to Coach P? Because if not, go see her. Okay. Send her an email. It's a really painless process, and can help you avoid worry, like, are they going to take care of this or whatever. But if you don't think they're going to reach out to me, you reach out to me and let me know, and we'll go from there until they learn that process. It's pretty cool.
A couple quick things in no particular order, because that's how I do things a lot. Speaking of communication, email. Please email, okay? I know it's easy to text. We just went through, hello?
Hello.
Well, Laura went through them, I didn't attend. But we went through a bunch of meetings, talking just from a liability standpoint on both ends. Please email us. Please don't text us. Please email us on the Baylor email. That makes it just a lot cleaner for everybody else. It's just kind of the way things are now, that we have to deal with things that way. Now, like the Waldrops had my son all week. You can text me if he's got you know what I mean? If it's that, because we do have different levels of relationships with all of you, right? But if it's school swimming stuff or club swimming stuff related, please email us. That was a big edict from the school. It's a big edict every year. It's a bigger edict this year. Super excited about this year. This is the first year. This is my 14th year, which I'm always amazed that I lasted anywhere 14 years. But this year I am super excited for. Well, I'm always excited. I'm always ready to go. But this year is new in that it's the first time since I've been here that neither of our teams on paper are going to be favored to win the state championship meet. And I love that. Anybody who knows me knows that I do much better with a chip on my shoulder. It's part of my upbringing. So I couldn't be more excited about that with this group. We got a big group of kids this year. Like reading the rock, this is
Biggest ever.
one of the biggest ever, certainly, maybe the biggest. So with the high school team, it'll be myself, Coach Jake will be back. Couldn't be more happy with Jake, and it's kind of the reason why I love doing this group. If I was all about just highest performance at the highest level, I'd been coaching college for a long time. What I love about this group is getting kids and giving them that opportunity to kind of figure out who they are. If you'd have told me Coach Jake, when I coached him back in the day, was going to be my number 2 man and doing a great job, I'm not sure I would have said, yes, that's going to happen, right? But we never know, you never know how that flower's going to grow, but you got to keep taking care of it. So Coach Jake is back with us. He did a tremendous job this summer, and I am having a blast teaching him. We have an addition this year to our program. We have Coach Rob Parks. Rob has been coaching the Ridgeside local swim team for 4 years now here in Chattanooga, and he is also working the IT department here. He's already come, and I was gone for how many ever weeks it meets, and of course my computer didn't work when I came back, so Rob took care of it. Rob's going to be helping us at his specific role, or his role where he's going to fill up what I think is a pretty big void in our program, is this. I'm pointing at the screen thing here. We're going to do a lot more videotaping. We've been fortunate to purchase over $2,500 worth of equipment based on a grant that we received from the United States Swimming. All that stuff has come in, it's been coded. And I think I was trying to stay ahead of the curve relative to where the sport's going, and the video review component, letting the kids see exactly what they're doing. That's a huge component, and I want to be extremely proactive in what we do with that. So it's kind of like with Coach Brian. There's a lot of that stuff I let Coach Brian do because, I can do it, but I'm not great at it. He's really good at it. Coach Rob is very well versed in, I don't know how to work a coach. He does, so I'll eventually learn, but we're going to put that component into the program a good bit. If you have any questions relative to club stuff, email Coach Locke. If you have the how's Johnny or Sally or whatever doing, that's a me question, okay? We have a large group that we are super excited about. In my mind, there's just so many opportunities for this group of kids that I can't wait to get to work with them. With that said, we are starting later than normal. I always think we start too early anyway, so I'm going to be gone. So I leave Thursday and fly all the way around the world to Fiji. I'll be with the United States national junior team, coaching at the Junior Pan Pacific Championships. Always a tremendous opportunity to learn. We have a great staff with that. So we're not going to start things till I get back, because with a lot of new and / young kids, I want to start everybody kind of together at the same point. So we won't be starting till I get back. I get back on like the 27th or the 28th. So we'll start up sometime during that. And especially new folks here, they don't know they want to go. Trust me, there'll be plenty of opportunities for them to go at some point during that process. One thing I want to talk about, and this is something I feel super strong about. So we are ideally like a college preparatory school, right? So there's that college component. And there's a lot of information out there. There are rules that have changed relative to the NCAA and recruitment. And with that comes a lot of stress and disinformation and all that stuff. Here's my strong feeling on the college process. You're going to get inundated now with people, whether it be coaches or counselors, of saying, you got to do it now, you got to sign now, got to sign now, got to sign. You're going to get inundated with it, okay? Never forget, people, that as someone who has been on both sides of the phone call, at all different levels, whether it be Ivy League, Atlantic Coast Conference, Southeastern Conference, I've been on both sides of those phone calls. Just remember, there's some serious used card salesmanship in the recruiting process, okay? And I cannot stress that enough. Here is the way and my opinion hasn't changed one bit. I think it's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs that kids who are just, say you're a young junior and you're going to commit to college, I think that's crazy, okay? You are going to be a very different person as a graduating 18-year-old than you are as a starting young junior, okay? Here's what I know, and I know everybody's situation is different, but here's what I know for a fact. The kids that have taken their time during the recruiting process in our program, at the end of the day, when we're talking about life, becoming a doctor or real estate or whatever you want to do, those kids have done better. Those kids have been more successful. Those kids have found their way. They have found their passion that they love and pursue it, okay? So there's plenty of opportunities out there, okay? When I first got here, and I'm going to use some blunt language. When I first got here, every kid came to me and said, well, I want to go to this SE school or this SEC school or whatever. Basically, the kind of thought process was, well, if you don't go to the SEC, you stink, okay? And I laughed, and I was like, those schools aren't good fits for you. That's why Roger Friedveld came up with the idea, and I was like, yes, this is awesome for those caps out there to see the diverse and the many opportunities that are out there, and I always kind of get psyched now and like, ooh, new cap to put out there, you know.
And the kids do too.
So I know it's easier said than done. Now that they've moved the age back where the coaches can start communicating and all this jazz, just try and take as many deep breaths as possible during the process, because there are lots of opportunities out there for kids, and what we're going to do is try and guide them in the best place we can. I'll do a quick story. Maybe one of our biggest success stories was a guy named Avante Gibson, came here from the Bahamas.